This is Continuum Drag, a podcast where we watch sci-fi, fantasy, and everything in between. This week, Annihilator.
What is it?
You never asked why the police were chasing me.
All right, I'm asking now.
I killed my girlfriend.
Welcome to Continuum Drag, the podcast getting annihilated. Welcome to Continuum Drag, the podcast Annihilator. I barely know her. I'm Luke, here with my co-host Jordan. What's real, Jordan?
I don't need this bull hockey. Remember that line?
I don't, but that's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Noted it down.
Bring it back. Bring bull hockey back.
I don't need this bull hockey.
Well, this week, as you can hear, we're joined by a guest. It's a returning guest, Michael. Michael, welcome back.
Happy to be here.
Great.
All right.
Great. I was trying to remember, what did you watch last time you were on?
It was like a claymation TV show.
Oh,
it was either that or like a robot dog. A lot of robots.
I think it was.
So,
maybe it was the claymation one. Danger Team, I want to say.
Yeah, I think that's it. The detective, and he had like a claymation team or something. Yeah, it was okay.
I forgot.
I like this one better.
Oh, yeah, okay. I forgot about that one entirely. Yeah. Until you said those words, claymation. I was like, woof, it's coming right back.
I think before that
Danger
was the robot
Team.
Dog. Danger Team? I think it's
Yeah.
Danger Team. Something. Yeah.
I think we said that already, Jordan.
Oh, Danger Team.
And then, which robot dog? Was it K9000 or was it a different robot dog?
K9000 sounds about right for the era the movie was released in. I don't remember the exact name of it, but that's pretty close.
I feel like
it's just like a robot theme. You know.
I feel like we may have watched two robot dog things now, so I'm trying to differentiate them in my mind.
We've watched one robot dog and one evil dog, I think.
Oh, maybe that's the difference. One was a devil and one was a robot.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, this week, we're watching the failed pilot and TV movie Annihilator. And this is absolutely filled to the brim with Continuum Drag All-Stars, Jordan.
The star, Mark Lindsay Chapman, he was in Swamp Thing, right?
And?
Oh, and what else was he in?
Also the star of The Langoliers.
Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Plus, the writer of Annihilator was the creator of Otherworld. He wrote this with his son.
Oh, you know what's funny? I noticed the name, but I didn't. I forgot to look that up. So that's interesting.
Yeah, so we've experienced stuff from both of these people before, and then of course special shout out to the director,
which is wild. Did you guys look up how, like, all the credits he's had?
He's Martin
Scorsese's
Scorsese's long-time cinematographer, Taxi Driver, Last Waltz, Raging Bull.
I know, and you know what's funny? I didn't look at it until I had actually watched this, and I'll say, not bearing the lead here, but. Not that this was going to be like winning lots of awards, although it did win one Emmy for makeup. When I was watching it, I was like, wow, the director's giving this something. Like, he's giving it more than the material one would think would allow. And there's like real attempts at like style and doing something interesting with the scenes. You know, the level of success might depend on the viewer, but compared to some of the kind of run-of-the-mill TV movies we watched, I thought this at least had an attempt at looking like something better than what it is.
I think this has some of the fastest editing I've ever seen on television.
That's true. There's some pretty fast editing.
There's so many flash frames in this. I was like, oh, what am I seeing? I got to go back and see that again.
It's probably to cover a little bit of stuff, you know?
But this TV movie was released onto the world on April 7th, 1986 on NBC. And Jordan, I mean, Michael, you're welcome to guess too, but it'll be harder for you. We've watched two other things during 1986 on Continuum Drag, one TV series and one TV movie. Do you have any idea of what those might be?
My guess would be...
Michael's going to guess first.
Michael's going to guess? Guess you
well,
guess first.
I was just going to say, I thought it would have been more in 1986.
I was surprised. I was also surprised.
Genre of podcasts. I have no idea. was K9000 one of them?
Unfortunately not. That would have been great. That would have been nice if it was an
That's-
overlap.
Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got.
Well, that means it's you, Jordan.
What about Misfits of Science? Was that time?
That's one of them. That's the TV show. And then there's a TV movie.
A TV movie. This one's harder for me. I'm trying to think what it could be.
You have to go way back too. This is like a really old. This is one we watched like maybe first year.
I can't remember. Give it to me.
North Star.
Oh, North Star. Oh, yeah. That's when he gets like superpowers, right?
Well, that's when the sun makes him smart.
That's what it is. That's right. The sun makes him smart. Excuse me. That's his superpower, being smart.
With the Star of Tech War.
That's right. Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into it. Here's the IMDb summary for Annihilator. Humanoid killer robots stalk a newspaper man who has knowledge of their existence. One of the robots is made to look like his girlfriend.
I like how not succinct that was, but I guess pretty accurate.
Short, though.
Yeah.
I will say the first 20 seconds of this are incredible. An insane 80s title treatment for the word Annihilator. And then you get a long shot of an LA street at night, neon Jesus Saves sign in the background, and then a car just crests a hill and jumps. Just jumps. I don't know over what exactly, but it like leaps in the air, and then it's followed immediately by two cop cars also cresting and jumping over this hill. And I mean, it all goes downhill from there, but it's the best 20 seconds I've ever seen an opening of a movie do.
Michael, were you were on the edge of your seat, right?
Yeah, I was just like thinking how long that chase went on for. Like it just like that. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I guess seeing like the cars like go off that ramp. I guess that they built.
The next 7 minutes are a little bit
it just
tedious.
went on and on.
Yeah.
It was very long. A lot of the same stuff, and yeah, I was getting kind of bored. So I started counting like all the crimes he was committing, and there were 7 attempted murders on civilians before crashing in front of the theater, and 4 cops may have drowned when they went off the dock.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. They went off one of LA's famous piers. I know they went through Echo Park at some point. Like it was a tour of LA.
It's a funny thing because you both make a good point. One is like it was a really interesting way to start the thing because they didn't do the sort of basic, like they didn't really introduce you to anything. They just kind of threw it into it and be like, aren't you excited by this chase scene to see what happened? But then at the same time, like at first I was like, oh, this is awesome. I love the music. I love the
Very
chase
synthy.
scene. And then you're like, wow, this chase scene's still going.
Just keeps
And you're
going.
Like, huh.
Well,
Still
it's
going. Still going. And it just goes on and on.
it's the only way to introduce our hero, Robert Armour.
You know what's funny? I don't think I even got that was his name in this. There's something about all the characters I was like, I don't know if it matters.
I
what
only
their
pulled
names
it off
are.
of the
I think
IMDb.
I think they only mentioned like everyone's name like once because I know like when Robert met Layla after he carjacked and kidnapped her, the next morning like she like looked in his wallet to get his ID and she's like, oh, your library card's expired, Robert, something like that. So that's the only time their names are mentioned. I had to go back and look at it because I was looking at IMDb for all the names. I didn't remember any of their names. So
I do like that later in the movie they do something that sometimes we get to see where someone describes who the hero is to you, and they leave a cop beside him. It's like Robert Armour, solid citizen, basically monogamous.
That's right.
Libertarian. I'm like, okay.
and Peacenik as well, I think.
yes.
Yeah, they do sort of a joke like that. They're like, yeah, he's Peacenik. He's like, so that's where he went wrong. Am I right? Am I right, Frank? Man, you're like, okay, I don't know why that's funny.
But he is basically being chased by the cops. He's going to crash the car in front of a nightclub called the Tar Pits. And he escapes on foot only to kidnap a woman at gunpoint. What was her name again, Michael? I didn't write it down.
Layla.
He kidnaps this woman, Layla, at gunpoint. And they end up back at her apartment where we realize Robert's a good guy when he reveals he's been carrying a cat around in his trench coat this whole time.
I mean, someone read that book.
Sorry, just really quick. That car chase went on for 7 minutes. It was the most intense car chase in LA County history. But when he actually got out of the car, the cops were so lazy about doing the foot chase. They fired like a few bullets at him and just let him hide behind a wall, and that was it. It was done.
I know the cops put no effort into
further
the
effort.
post car chase.
Zero effort. Yeah. You think in the 80s, too, LA cops, I mean, they were pretty, rambunctious, but yeah. I thought that was interesting.
It was.
There's some famous cases involving LA cops in the 80s and 90s, so.
I was going to say, did they describe the Rodney King? They described that as rambunctious?
I think that was after. So it wasn't.
Right.
But he ends up back at this woman's house after he kidnaps her. And he just like passes out. He's so tired after he reveals he's been somehow carrying a cat in his trench coat for an entire car chase that he just falls asleep. And then it cuts to the next morning and she hasn't called the cops. In fact, she's put on a sexy negligee, made him breakfast, and even lies to the cops when they drop by looking for him. And we'll get into it, obviously.
Yeah.
But we're coming into this movie in his perspective, like halfway through his journey. And what he knows, what we'll come to learn is that like, he knows that there are doppelgangers posing as people hunting him. He doesn't question her one time. Like, he just was like, no, this is fine.
Well, it's also funny because, and I don't know if this is from the time or if just this kind of genre, but immediately, like, you get the sense like, well, these two are going to hook up. There's no reason for her to be dressing that way and acting towards him. They're already like,
she's
flirty,
pushing it for
and
sure.
it's like, why? But it's so weird. Like, obviously, like, this is not a normal situation, but one would assume if you just went through such a high stress thing of like being chased by cops for most of Los Angeles, and then you get rescued by some woman, and you pass out, and you wake up in the morning, you wouldn't be like, hey, anyways, so you want to fool around?
She's into me, I think. I guess she's into me. Yeah. She does explain she likes him because she likes cats, and he had that cat in his jacket. Yeah.
That was all it took.
He's a bit of a Lothario, as you would say, Jordan.
He is very handsome. He's very
I know
British.
you were going to say that. And she says at one point, she's like, don't worry, like, there used to be a guy here. Like, she implies it's her husband. But she's like, he's gone now, like really gone. And I was like, is he dead? Did you kill him?
Yeah, he's dead. She's saying he's dead.
Yeah.
But they spend the day together now. So car chase all night. He wakes up. They spend the day together. We get like kind of like a soft montage. One of the scenes of them hanging out together is she fries tofu burgers on a camping grill in her living room. I was like, I don't know what's happening here. They, of course, then like, it's like time to make out. Maybe they're going to finally hook up. And that's when he decides it's time to tell her and the viewers about how he killed his girlfriend.
Let me just stop you real quick about one thing. So we're going to go into like the plot
Huge
and understand
flashback,
everything.
yeah.
But knowing what we know, even if you're just as a viewer finding out that he's come from this thing and like maybe what happened, how did he kill his girlfriend, all this sort of stuff. So clearly he had been in a long-term relationship and he's immediately like trying to hook up with someone else. But like everyone involved is just like, that makes sense. Like, it's weird, right?
Well, I mean, when your girlfriend passes away by your own hand, you get lonely.
That's true. And I think you're allowed at that point, right?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think after you murder your girlfriend, it's fine. It's just a wash. So
it was such a weird.
I mean, what's he supposed to do? Not sleep with her?
That's true. You make a very good point.
He woke up. She had breakfast. She was put on a sexy negligee for some reason to serve that breakfast. Listen, we'll get into how little sense that makes also, but I don't know. We'll keep going. We'll jump back. We're going back in time to a flashback. This is basically, we're going to see how he got to where he is. It's a classic trope, a mid-show reveal of what's happening, so you get the excitement, and then we'll go back to the setup. Robert is the editor of the LA Gardener. His girlfriend is his hotshot reporter who works there, and she's old school. She refuses to use computers.
Yeah, that's right.
Or
yeah.
Units.
And I love the, yeah, that's right. They call them units. It's like the computers are so archaic at this point. Like, it's almost like hard to imagine what you could actually use.
It's weird that they seem to be using them to surf the internet because they're like, hey, can you look up these documents for me online? I was like, I don't know if you can. Is that accurate to 1986?
Also, there's a lot of smooching between him and his girlfriend at the office. Like, is this
He's
just a
the boss.
different time?
He can
It
do what he
seems like
wants.
you'd want to be a little bit more. Is that what it is? It just seems like, I don't know.
I mean, I also was just like a little weird to be dating at the office, but I guess that was 1986. It's fine.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Yeah.
But, it's going...
Can't imagine doing
Well,
that.
no, it's not the dating at the office. I know what Michael's saying because I've dated someone at the office. It's not that, but we're not out in the open
That's fair.
smooching.
She
We're
wasn't
doing it in
under
secret.
you in the chain of command, right?
Anyway.
She's a very nice woman.
Oh, she's been on the podcast.
Wonderful
We love
kids.
her. We love her. The whole point is they have a beautiful life. They have a beautiful apartment. They have a pet dog together, and we know they're having great sex because we see it. It's all coming together for them. It's all coming together for them, and life is going so good They've even earned a free trip to Hawaii with, I guess, credit card points or something. It's unclear to me. They seem to have won some sort of trip to Hawaii.
It's actually some sort of contest because when they meet, when he does his little investigating later on and he finds that lady working with the mannequins and stuff, she's like, I knew this trip we won was too good to be true. So it's some sort of like sweepstakes or something. It's very bizarre, but either way, it's a way to get her out.
And
that lady's name is Susan, and I have some thoughts on her when we get to her.
Oh, great. We'll get to Susan in a bit. But they've got a trip to Hawaii coming up. But unfortunately, Robert is double booked. He has to give a commencement speech somewhere. So the girlfriend is going to just bring her friend, and they're going to go to Hawaii together instead. And then we cut to, I guess, like 3 to 5 weeks later. The trip has already happened. Robert is waiting at the airport to pick them up as they get home. And the flight has been delayed by an hour. But it's weird because the airline has no explanation for why it's delayed by an hour. And the aircraft just disappeared from radar for an hour. I was also just like, I don't know if you'd know this in the moment, would you? Like, would they announce that? Our flight's been delayed by an hour. We have no idea why.
Yeah. Well, also, like, flights getting delayed and them not explaining it to you, that seems pretty normal.
That's just
like,
flight.
yeah, you just gotta be patient. Yeah, it's just a flight.
But when the plane does arrive, something's weird. His girlfriend gets off the plane, and why she's talking to a really shady guy who's always carrying around a crossword puzzle.
Why is he carrying a crossword?
I thought I missed something because I even skimmed through the whole movie again, just like quickly. I couldn't figure. I thought maybe I was stupid because I couldn't figure it out. I don't think they come back to it. Like,
no,
they do once, and then that's
this shady man pops up a few times throughout the movie. Just like he's like at a crime scene, or he'll just pop up around where Robert.
Yeah.
But he's always carrying this London Times crossword puzzle. But that's it. Like they never.
And they zoom in
They're
on
like,
it.
check it out.
Well.
I'm like, check what out?
I was sure it was going to be a thing where he was going to have to, like, there was some secret code or something that was going to help him in some way. But yeah, it was just like, oh, he's got a crossword. You're like, hey, I know you guys are going to have trouble telling these people apart with their faces and such, so we'll just give a crossword puzzle to one guy, and then you'll always know.
I think they were looking ahead to episode 3.
I think so.
Like this was probably like 2
maybe.
episodes.
I agree.
Yeah, and like. Because that guy, he appears like during the scene with like the cop that's talking about PCP, which is another relic of the 80s. But then I don't think he comes back again. Unless I
think you might be right. I think that might be the last time we see him at that particular crime scene. Yeah, I don't know. I kept waiting also to come back, but at the end I was just like, well, I guess that was just none of my business.
Yeah.
Mind my own business, I guess. Anyway, he sees that and he's like, that's a little odd. So he's like, well, I know it'll clear things up. I'll just go over and make out with her. But you know what else is weird? She's not into making out with him anymore.
Yeah. He says later, he's like, it was a little bit cold, right?
I just wanted to make out with you in public, and you weren't into it. What's happened to you?
Here's the thing. We're going to find out, obviously, we're going to find out very soon that she's a robot. Why? We'll talk about it. But, like, if you're going to replace someone with a robot, would you not do that, like, research ahead of time? Like, it seems like they're like, this is a like learn as you go on.
Well, that's the thing. We go back to the apartment and she just starts watching home movies of herself to be like, oh, that's what I do. Interesting.
Yeah, it's like you should have done this while on vacation because she clearly was gone all that time. I mean, maybe she wasn't actually in Hawaii.
It is the thing where it's just like so many red flags. It's like she hates dogs now. She loves computers. I'm like, what guys? What happened in Hawaii?
Well, that's what he's trying to find out, Lou.
Well, Robert notices that she also has a flight manifest from the plane with 2 names highlighted. He's like, that's really odd. And he keeps talking to a friend of his he's got like one buddy who's at the newspaper place. And he's just like, my girlfriend, she's acting so strange in Hawaii. And he's like, let me reassure you. Women be crazy. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Sid?
He's like, no matter what happens, a woman you'll never be able to figure out, so don't even bother. Probably should just have a drink.
It was a real relic of the era for sure. But eventually he comes home and she surprises him. She's like, listen, I know we've been having a tough time this week. I've planned this romantic getaway to the mountains. It'll rekindle our relationship. Oh, BT Dubs, the dog got killed today. No worries though, just ignore that.
Yeah, and he's so upset, and she's just like, yeah, the dog died. So like, anyways, I'm gonna go pack like my.
Let's go get
fancy
packed.
clothes.
We're going to the mountains.
Yeah.
This is where they head out to the mountains. They go to this lodge. They got some drinks. They're having a nice time. They're like, oh, it's getting late. Let's do some drunk driving. and they head out to like a little lake to splash around in. And this is where she starts to drown him.
Yeah, so she says to him, they're in the cabin and stuff, and she's kind of being playful. She's like, "Come catch me," and she goes running, and he's like, "What?" And they go to this place, the lake, but you've gonna find, she starts gonna kill him, and you find out now that she's something.
Yeah, she's got red eyes
because her eyes start glowing, and you're like classic robot sign, and she starts killing him. But I was like, so this was her plan. Her plan was, whoever set this up, we're gonna make this robot. It's going to learn everything they can about her and her personality, so it's all a cloak and dagger, and they don't know what's happening, and then she'll take him out for the weekend, and then kill him up there, but not even kill him like in the room. Or she's gonna then take him to a lake. That's a long way to go. Why don't she just kill him in the apartment? That's what she did with the dog.
Dog's different than a human, though.
You can't just open the door.
You gotta romance a human.
I opened the door, and my boyfriend ran out and got hit by a car. He was chasing it.
Yeah, it's a bit different.
I suppose. I don't know. You could come up with something a little more jazzy. He fell out the window. He was cleaning it or something.
But as she's attempting to drown him, some old guy's wandering through the woods at night, and he looks over. He's like, "Hey, what your kids doing down there? You roughhousing?" We get RoboVision, classic 80s RoboVision, where we see her POV, and it's got like lines and like targeting systems on it. And then she just throws a rock really hard at the old man and kills him.
Sorry, just really quick. He said, "Is this part of that punk rock heavy metal garbage?" Which I thought was pretty funny.
Good. I forgot about that. I was like, why would you?
But then the rock hit him.
Oh, that's the joke. Heavy metal, rock and roll. So a rock hits him.
Is that the joke? I didn't look that much into it, but I guess so. Sure. They'll take it. They'll take any subtext to their script.
I did like that though, because I was like, why would this old man think two people splashing around in a lake were punk rock? The two preppiest people you've ever seen.
Don't make me defend the old man, but what it is that the old man is the guy who's running the motel, and she stole his car.
No, that was their car.
No, it wasn't. She stole their car. That's why he's like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm being crazy."
Wait,
and she took that old guy's car. That's why he followed them.
Why did they steal it? Why did they steal his car?
I don't know. That's why he was like, "What are you doing? You're being crazy." And she's like, "I'm just wild."
But she didn't steal his car. Robert stole the car then. Because Robert drove them down there.
Oh, I thought she drove. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was the motel
guy.
I think
you're...
Are you thinking about like?
I think it is the motel guy, but they left the lodge and they're like and they went down to the lake and they drove to the lake, didn't they?
Oh, I thought she drove and stole his car. That's why he followed them. But maybe I've just read into something that wasn't.
Oh, maybe
there,
I'm wrong. Michael, did they steal two cars? Were there two cars?
The problem with this movie, if you're not watching every frame of it, you miss crazy things like this. Even though nothing's happening, you miss things like that. So I'm really not sure. But it's for real. Like, it's just I'm not sure. Well, I thought he just drove a normal car. And I thought that guy was just walking around the woods like an old guy.
Walking around the woods.
You know what? It could be. It doesn't really matter. The important thing is he don't like punk rock, and he gets killed with a rock.
This gives Robert the chance to run off. He jumps in whoever's car they brought down there and drives off. She like T-1000 style chases it down and jumps on the hood of it. There's like a long drive. They crash into the lodge they were back at. She like punches the headlight and gets electrocuted. Then he runs inside and starts packing his bags. She walks through a wall. She chases him outside. He runs a car into her again. She gets impaled. And then finally her face melts off, revealing a robot, and then she explodes.
I did really enjoy that part where she melts and explode. I was like, yeah, I'm into this.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I like the part when he does run in and start packing his clothes, and she walks through the wall, and then he just, like, jumps through a window to escape her. Just right through a glass window. Just, like, gets himself right out of there. That's right, I forgot.
That's such a crazy scene. She, like, walks through a wall, and then he just turns around and is like, I guess I'll go out this window.
Just second layer. It just doesn't even like react. Just like boom, done.
Well, and this is where we're talking about the editing too. Is like as her face is melting to reveal the robot. Like the cuts are like 3 frames. You're getting like flames, robot, face, robot, face. And I was like, I gotta slow this down. I like can barely catch what's happening in this like super cut of like the death of this robot.
That's why Jaws was so great, though. No.
The hyper cutting.
No. Well, no, I'm just saying you only get like little bits of it. You know,
that's true. That's true. The
tease. Yeah. And they knew what they had. They know what they got with this movie, so they're not going to give it all away for free. You know. Yeah, work
You
for
gotta come
it.
back for episode 2.
I certainly worked for it. That's for sure.
But this is it. This is when he's killed his girlfriend, who is actually a robot in disguise. Much like, I guess this movie might be a lot like the TV show Transformers, in that alien robots have come and transformed, instead of cars, though, they've transformed into people, you know.
Well, here's the weird thing, though. This scene, so this is the one where Michael made the joke that the cop had said, they must be on PCP. So they show up because there's a crime scene, but there's no sign of the body, they say. They say, there's no body here. There's just some metal debris. Obviously, he's saying to the viewer, they see
Robot
the metal
explode.
of a robot. Yeah. But here's the thing, like, how did they know he killed his girlfriend then? Because the girlfriend's not there. They've just
No body.
There's no body there, and they just said, like, those two are gone. There's an explosion. They didn't say, like, hey, there was an explosion at old
That's true.
John.
They should be
John,
hunting
Johnny's
him.
Motel
They should be hunting him for the death of the old man.
and that car theft.
It's the LA cops, though. But from the original chase scene, we've seen the LA cops just haphazardly fire off some bullets and call it a day. So
And
I
you
think
said
it's
they
still
were
LA County.
rambunctious. Is how you
They're very
describe it?
rambunctious, yeah. Boys will be boys, you know.
Robert's going to solve what's going on now, though. So he's like, first stop, I'm going to go visit my girlfriend's friend who also went to Hawaii, see if she knows anything. And not only does she own a loose snake that roams her apartment, but she is also a murder bot herself.
I know. Like you wouldn't suspect two people you know are robots, but like after having this like crazy thing happen, you'd be like, I can't trust anybody. But he's like, it just must be one. There just must.
I
be
mean, at
one
the very
robot.
least, you should be like, did you not notice during Hawaii that my girlfriend was turned into a robot? Like, you should be a little suspicious she might not have noticed anything.
Yeah.
I do appreciate this. She's a murder bot. She starts trying to murder him. Her arm gets caught in like a railing and falls off, and then she just starts beating him with her arm. It's all very... If it weren't done so dramatically, it would be like Austin Powers moment.
I don't even know how her arm got stuck in it. Like he threw something at her, or
It didn't make
I
any
can't
sense, but
recall
again,
correctly.
it's the editing. 'Cause
Yeah.
she's coming down the stairwell, he threw something, and somehow that made her arm get lodged in the stairwell, and then as she pulled it, like, popped off. But it was like, we just need an excuse for her to have her arm come off so that she can beat him with it.
Yeah, but my whole thing, she got her arm in there. She should be able to get it
Absolutely.
out. That's how that's how I look at it. But
She was in a rush.
that's why I'm not the director.
It did feel a little like they had a bunch of scenes written down with stuff in them, and they just didn't have enough time. So they're like, all right, her arm's going to fall off in the stairwell. We didn't get the things we need to do that. Just have the actress, like, put her arm into the side of the handrail, and then we'll just pretend it got stuck somehow.
It's like the weirdest way possible to lose an arm. I'm sorry, but like there's so many ways, but that's the absolute weirdest way that anyone's ever lost an arm, robot or
What?
human.
Or you...
It's just, yeah.
Anyway, he escapes her.
But I liked it.
It was fun to watch someone get hit with an arm.
Oh, it was great. And then like he threw the arm back at her, or no, wait, she threw the arm.
Yeah, when
like,
he
just,
ran
like,
away,
boomeranged at
she's
her.
like,
At him. Yeah,
I'll throw
that's
his arm
great.
at you. That'll get you.
He just felt like a sack of potatoes. Yeah,
What's
I loved it.
interesting is that his girlfriend, as a robot, could throw a rock really hard and kill a man, but she really noodle-armed that. When she threw that arm, it was just like the weakest little throw.
Well, it's because she was
good observation.
normally right-handed.
Ah, that's the problem.
That's not all right. That's all right. That's not bad.
Thanks. But thankfully that they run across the road and the robot gets hit by a car, so he can escape once again.
It's true.
So that's two deaths on his watch.
I mean, the robots does it count?
They're robots. They don't have a soul, as Michael always says.
All right.
He then heads to...
I won't say the joke.
Okay. The listener can imagine whatever might have been said. He tries to use a computer now to pull up the FAA's record for the flight to Hawaii. But he's like, I've discovered that they've deleted all record of this flight. The FAA is in on it, I guess. And then he's like, I guess I'll just track down the two people whose names were highlighted on the passenger list, hoping that'll give me clues. The connective tissue here, I was just like, we're really just like moving forward in a random way at this point.
Well, it's a weird thing because they want this like greater conspiracy of like, oh no, like everyone's in on it. I'm like,
The
but to
London
what effect?
Times,
Like,
the
you can't-
FAA,
You can't just say like,
crosswords.
hey, that flight didn't happen. And you're like, but it did. They're like, yeah, it didn't happen. You're like, but there's all these people on it, and like, okay, so you could take it off the records, but people have memory of it. Like, it was a weird thing of like, ooh, what a conspiracy.
Yeah, I mean, it really leaves a lot. This is before the X-Files. They didn't know how to do a conspiracy yet.
Yeah. I'm going to say, so we're talking about this guy. So here's what we know. If we're going to buy it that one person
Robert Armour?
Yeah. one person's being killed from him, his girlfriend / fiance. After he does this, he's looking through the records and stuff. He goes to like the roof of the building and we see like helicopters and stuff looking for him. I'm like, I don't think the police would be giving that much manpower to finding one guy who killed his girlfriend. What do you think? Like it's like what? It's an all-out task force to find this guy?
They set it up that way though at the beginning. Like the opening sequence clearly states that they will put every cop in the city
on this case.
This
is the editor of the LA Guardian, Jordan. They gotta bring him down.
That's true. That's true. He shouldn't have written. He should have written that mean article about the cops a couple weeks.
I was gonna say that line would have solved everything if he just was writing critical articles about the cops and that's why the cops are so against him. That would have solved everything.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Anyway, he's like, I'm gonna track down the first name on the passengers was highlighted. He gets there. Guy's already been killed by a robot, but it does give him the chance to get a gun, a shotgun, and a cat he can shove into a trench coat. And that catches us up to the beginning of the movie because the cops show up, he jumps in a car, and he drives off. And I was like, this is where the movie started, huh?
Yeah, so finally, because every viewer was like, when's he going to get that cat? How's it going to happen? You're like, oh, yeah, it's right there in that apartment.
Also, picks up the cat, rescues it, put it in his trench coat, just so we could have that moment at the beginning where he pulls it out of a trench coat. The cat's been in there for, 30, 45 minutes, perfectly fine. Never see that cat again the rest of the movie.
I'm assuming, what was her name, the lady at the beginning of the movie who we're going to find?
Angela? Oh, it's like his girlfriend?
No, the woman at the beginning.
Oh, Layla?
Yeah, Layla. I'm assuming she's taking care of it.
Yeah. I mean, the other, well, I don't want to spoil anything.
Definitely not his girlfriend. You don't want to give her the animal. We know what happened.
She killed a dog. It would only make sense that
kill
Layla
a cat.
would kill
I was going to say.
That's all I'll say.
I will say even...
Not quite there yet.
Well, we're there basically because now we just jump forward to the end of the car chase and he's just hanging. He's telling Layla, he's like, and that's the story of how I killed my girlfriend. And I'm just like, Robert, now that we know the whole story, you should be extraordinarily suspicious of this woman who invited you into her home so freely.
Obviously, we're going to learn, not too much of a jump, that she's also a robot.
Yeah.
There's lots of robots in this. So let me ask you this. Of the robots' overall plan, there's some sort of infiltration they want to do with people into other, I'm assuming, important people's lives or something like that.
No, Jordan, because they're going to go see the next woman and she works in a mannequin factory.
So what, but what is the robot's plan? And so was she was a robot all the time? So the first time you met her, she was a robot because they just knew.
Yes.
They just were they're when he's going to run away, we're going to have her timed and this robot's going to pick him up. That was what it was.
I believe so.
Okay. Because I also thought there's a possibility that in between she gets switched. That at the beginning she's not a robot, but this time he comes back, she's now being robofied.
You think she was a human who was really into a man taking her at gunpoint enough that she wanted to start a relationship with him. And then in the meantime, a robot came.
I'm saying it's possible.
Hey, I mean, anything happened. It's the 80s, right? Anything goes.
That's true. Anyway, she a robot.
She suggests, she's like, well, now that I've heard your whole story and believe the whole thing, no questions asked on my part. And Robert also, no questions asked about her. She's like, what you should do is you go track down the second person on that passenger list. Maybe she'll know what happened. So this is when she goes to visit the lady who works at the mannequin factory, who is also highlighted on the passenger list. And I was like, all right, well, at least we'll learn something now because she's alive. She can say something. And at first I thought she was going to say she missed the flight, so that's why she's not a robot now. She's like, no, I was on all the flights that people got turned into robots on. I just fell asleep, so I don't know what happened. And also I didn't turn into a robot. And I was just like, what am I learning from this? Anything?
There was also a scene prior to that, right prior to that, where he went to her apartment and interrupted her roommate.
I forgot about that. That's right. She goes.
But he heard a noise.
Thought a murder was happening.
Yeah, and he just busts open the door. Then this woman comes out, and there's this super old sounding guy from the back room just. Telling the guy to get the hell out. But he sounded really old, maybe in his 70s or 80s. And this woman's standing there naked, maybe in her 30s. And she's like, "Oh, Susan's not here. You have to go see her at work." It's like, oh,
I
okay.
forgot about that.
He's like, "Oh, sorry about that."
I forgot about that entire scene.
A lot of crazy, a lot of wild crimes that, again, that's like breaking and enter. He has all the attempted murders, he has the kidnapping, all these things. Like, they just get completely
Michael's
brushed
saying
off.
the police should be looking for him.
There's a lot of crimes
The
happening.
police should be looking for him.
They should be looking for him. Yeah.
He's a menace.
Yes. But yeah, so then she's like, "Oh, you gotta go see Susan."
I do like that. You're right. I forgot about that. The roommate freely gives up the location, the secondary location of her room. She's like, "Yeah, you can. The stranger who broke into my house. Why don't you head down to her work?" And she does it because she's like, "You're really attractive."
Well, the whole thing, what's weird about it, why it sticks out, is because there's no reason for that scene. Because he's like, I'm gonna go find find Susan, and they're like, okay, so you can cut to him now at her work. But they've added this scene where he's like, well, he's obviously gonna go to her apartment first, and then talk to her roommate because she's having sex.
That's funny.
That's pretty good. And anyways, and then he'll go to the factory.
Then he'll go to the factory, and when he gets to the factory, he'll ask Susan what she knows about the plate flight. She'll have no information.
She'll say nothing.
So that's it. So we've wasted so much time getting here to learn nothing. That robot we thought died from the car accident. She's fine. She has no arm still, but she's back. She gently pushes, like it's a mild shove. She mildly shoves Susan. Susan dies.
But you don't find that out for like 5 minutes.
I honestly was just like, oh, well, Susan, she's after Robert. Susan just got pushed out of the way. And like 5 minutes later, it's like, well, she died. I'm like, I'm sorry.
I had to go back and make sure I didn't miss it.
I also went back to watch the mild shove.
Yeah.
And Robert.
The important thing is she gets shot in the face. That robot dead again.
Yeah. Robert runs out. He's got to escape another crime scene with another dead body. As he leaves, he sees this unhoused man, gives the unhoused man all his guns, runs away. So when the cops show up, they think the unhoused man has killed everyone. Robert pins it on some poor sap who's just standing outside the building. He pins the entire thing on him.
I like they just framed him for no reason whatsoever. Also, there's also a lot of extras in this movie who seem to be like either like buskers or unhoused, and like he even, I think it's earlier in the movie where he just starts talking to a busker playing the guitar.
Yeah.
Is that earlier or later in the movie? Yeah, he's like, let me talk, but he's like, let me talk to you, Daddy, or something. They're just walking to escape the cops. Like, it's just weird extras and lots of homeless people in this movie,
that is very LA-esque, but
that's true. It's just like, it just seems they're always like right in the right spot for where Robert is going. But that was the wildest.
Yeah, there's no way to get the audience on your side than framing an innocent homeless person.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, it is played for laughs, right?
Yeah, it is played like, isn't this funny?
I don't know if it's like, the thing is,
it's like the tone.
I don't know if that would have worked in 1986 or if it's just us now 30 years later. It just
doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make a lot of sense.
40 years later. No.
Yeah, I just think it was just weird. Like, it's just odd. Just an odd, even for like a TV show, pretending like you're watching on TV. It's just a weird. There's no follow up to it. Like, there's nothing. It's just like, that's it. You just framed this guy and then walked away and again escaped the police once again.
If you thought that was weird, it's time for a 3.5-minute montage of Robert walking around LA randomly while intercutting scenes from the movie we've already seen and setting it all to David Bowie's Ashes to Ashes.
Yeah, that's right. I couldn't believe they got that song.
I couldn't believe this was 3.5 minutes long.
They had to do the whole song.
I think what my thoughts on that was that was the original, like the extended opening sequence. Like the TV shows back then had like a long opening sequence and like a short one. So I think that's what that was for the pilot alone.
So that's my thought. This would be the credits would be over this montage.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It would just kind of get you caught up, and because it was like right at the 1 hour mark, right around there. So
and it did re-show us everything that happened in the first hour of the movie. That would make sense, actually.
Lots of Christian imagery. Yeah, it was like they were going for something. It didn't work. They didn't pull it off, but they were going for something at least. More than I can say.
They were going for this. This pilot is 3.5 minutes too short.
Yes.
Anyway, after this, this montage that also I don't know why it's there, but yeah, we've now discussed it. Robert finally returns to the apartment of Layla. She's like, "Listen, while you were gone, I came up with a new idea. I've got this friend. He's a nuclear physicist / part-time parapsychologist. Let's go see him." And this is classic from this era. Like someone's like into like, you know, parapsychology. But what does that have to do with robots? This is not a supernatural phenomenon.
I thought the exact same thing. Yeah, it was so weird because it wasn't like ghosts. It's like, nope. No, she's just letting him know that he's into a lot of things. He's an interesting kind of guy.
He'll believe in robots.
Yeah, I think they were still front loading a whole bunch of things for like later episodes, even with that. Also, like that was kind of popular. I don't know when E.T. came out, but like I feel like the 80s were very like alien-y, paranormal, you know, like that kind. So I think they were just kind of throwing everything at the wall.
I guess you're right, Michael, actually, because I do think they're trying to see these robots are actually alien robots. I think you're right. So I think you're probably right that this is probably going to lead into more alien mythology at some point.
Yeah, and it gave me like a real like, you ever see They Live?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It kind of like that came out like 2 years after this. I think it came out in 88 or 89, but like it gave me like the same kind of vibes as that movie. Especially like the ride, like obviously it came out later, but it seems like that whole era had a lot of this kind of.
Let me ask something too. When does I should have looked it up. Yeah. When does Terminator come out?
80. I think it was 87.
Does this predate Terminator?
I believe it does. Let me double check, but I think it does.
That was my question. I'm like, we watched a show that was clearly like. Someone watched E.T. and were like, we could make this a TV show. Like, we watched a show like that, and it was like, E.T. had come out the year before. So I was watching this, and I'm like, did Terminator come out the year before? And someone's like, we could make a Terminator TV show?
Yeah,
I stand
Terminator
corrected.
was 1984.
Oh, Michael got there first.
Yeah, so, Well, Terminator walked so that this movie could run, basically. And they ran.
Yeah.
Layla and Robert are going to take another trip out to the mountains, back to another lodge. And if you weren't sure if Layla was a robot yet, they do take a brief stop at a gas station where she sneaks off to make a very suspicious phone call and then is threatened by a biker played by a character actor I recognize.
That's right.
And she like uses robot powers to beat him up. And I was like, okay, well, we're not hiding anything anymore now, are we?
And why do the bikers? The idea is just that bikers are kind of they're handsy, kind of bad guys.
Yeah, bikers are
the one
bad.
guy just comes up to her and just starts like grabbing her.
It was Also, like the gas station attendant's like, "Oh, don't worry about them; they're harmless." It's like, what? There's just no need for any of it.
We finally get to the cabin in the woods, and when they get there, the physicist, he's out. He's still at work, but his two like extremely odd children are there, and they're like, "Well, we'll wait till Dad gets home, and you guys talk to him. Quick, let's have our dinner of weird orange cubes, just piles of orange cubes on a plate that we're gonna have for dinner together."
Obviously, we found out there's a lot of robots and they're disguising as humans and stuff, but they seem terrible at it because all the robots are acting weird. And I'm like, guys, like you're giving it away by
it's so odd
how weird robotic you're all being.
Layla's like, well, I'm gonna put the kids to bed now. The physicist just came home. Go show him that robot eye you found at one of the crime scenes. He looks at the robot eye and the physicist is like, wow, this is really advanced technology. We could never build building like this. And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't quite remember how to transition here. He kind of says, like, this is extremely advanced technology. And then the physicist just switches gears and explains, we're all robots, and here's what we're about. Why? I couldn't figure out the transition. I can't remember the transition. When does he go from pretending they're not robots to just explaining to Robert about robots?
I feel like that happened a little bit after. I can't
remember
fully
either.
remember. The end was really, I was really struggling.
Like, he just
toward
kind
the
of
end.
finally reveals, just like, hey, we're all robots. We're all called.
Yeah.
Everybody, prepare yourself for the name of these robots. Everyone home, just sit down.
Oh boy.
We're all dynamitards. And
Sorry, I just have a quick question for Jordan. Did you know that word prior to seeing this movie? Because
No,
you're very good
I
with
did not.
Good question.
I did not.
I had to look it up as well.
Okay, because I had to Google. Yeah, same here. I'm like, oh, Jordan knows this. He already knows this
No, I
one,
didn't.
So.
Did you look it up, Jordan?
Right.
No.
Michael, reveal. Do the big
It's
reveal.
interesting.
It explains everything, Jordan. It explains everything about these robots.
Yeah. Yes, it really wraps it up. It's a person, man or woman, I suppose, who commits political violence using dynamite. Or acts of violence against authority.
That is
Luke,
correct.
Does that sound about right?
Yeah,
Close enough?
political reactionary
All
uses
right, there we go.
explosives against the state.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's why they're.
So there you
that's
go.
why the robots are. That explains the robots
Yeah.
perfectly.
Don't think it does.
Explains why they explode.
Explains why they explode. That's true.
That was wild to me too, Michael. I had to look that up after the movie, and I was just like, Okay, I was like, I'm like, interesting
Yeah.
trivia for me to have now.
Yeah, I looked it up twice because it didn't make any sense. So I was like, I wrote it wrong or I heard it wrong, but no, sure enough.
I was also like, surely there's a second.
It seems like it's a very
yeah,
dated
I was like,
term.
sure, yeah, that's 1890s term for sure.
Yeah, because like even all the pictures, there's like 19th century like sketches, like
100%,
etches, cross
100%.
You know?
Anyway, so he explains that we're all robots, and there's kind of this thing where they're like, hey, we're not all programmed the same, though. We kind of have our own, like, he implies they have free will. So, like, while they're all working together, they might not all behave the same. There's sort of this implication that, like, as you unravel this conspiracy, maybe some robots will be good robots. But I was like, who cares?
Well, they play that a little bit more when we find out that obviously we knew that the kids were also robots, because the little girl yells at Susan and is like it's right.
Yeah,
either
she's a
right
boss.
before this,
She's
or
a
right
boss
after.
robot.
Yeah, and she's like, you know what? Your plan didn't work. It's time to go home, Susan. And Susan's like,
And
or
you mean
Layla,
Layla.
excuse me.
Of course you mean
Layla.
I do mean Layla. Excuse me. Layla, it's time to go home. So Layla's like, okay, fine. My plan didn't go well. And I was like, okay, cool. So like the robots have a hierarchy and stuff. But then the little girl robot, she doesn't have a better plan. Her plan is just like, I'm just gonna murder him.
When she says we're going to torture him, and then we cut back down to Robert still talking to the physicist, and he like tricks the robot physicist by asking him what time it is, which breaks the robot's brain for some reason.
I mean,
Why was that? I couldn't understand.
Another thing I thought I missed, so I went back and I probably watched those few scenes four or five times. I just kept thinking I was missing stuff. I wasn't.
Yeah,
It just didn't
what
make
time
sense.
is it? The robot gets confused, so he beats his head in with a statue. Which is later. There's a good sequence later where the robot's not dead. It's sort of just standing there, like drooling, trying to light its cigarette, and it lights its own arm on fire. Like I was like, what is like wild stuff.
it had robot brain damage. That's why.
That's why. This had robot brain damage. At this point, the little girl comes down, and she's just like, I burned all your clothes. And Michael's like, well, you know what? I'm gonna shoot you in the face, little girl. And he does. He shoots a child in the face.
And he's like, oh, good thing that was a robot.
I know. I was gonna say he's not even like. How can you be sure? You can't be 100% sure before you pull that trigger, right?
Yeah. You gotta find those. You gotta at least see those glowing eyes first.
He doesn't hesitate at all. He grabs a gun off the wall and just blasts that child. The child then chases him into a barn where this is the little sister. The little brother joins in to help by driving a tractor through the wall of the barn, running over his sister, and then like Robert has like thrown flammable liquid on the ground that he lights on fire, and then the barn just explodes, presumably killing both robot children, I guess.
Yeah, just really quickly about shooting people in the face without checking. I think he's just gotten arrogant at this point in the movie. He keeps getting away with it.
I mean, I'm coming around to Michael. I think he is just a menace. Like, I think he's dangerous.
Yeah, like he's a bad
quite
guy.
dangerous. He's not asking enough questions. Yeah. He's just kind of reacting.
You're serious.
Yeah,
what you're saying is in episode 2, if there was an episode 2, he's just willy-nilly killing humans too. He's like, it's worked for me so far.
I mean,
eventually he's gonna get to someone's house who's on the plane who's not a robot. They didn't change, and he's just gonna blow them away. And you're like, oops, not a robot.
Like, robots, they're all robots.
We're watching a man slowly lose touch with reality. Anyway. He's escaped. The robots are all dead at this place. And then Layla pulls back up in her car because she left because the little kid robot told her to go. She tries to run over Robert, but before she can get the job done, fire trucks show up to deal with the flames, and she has to drive away. Robert flees into the woods, and it kind of ends on Robert's at a diner, on the truck side, a road stop diner on the highway. He's walking out. I believe there's a voiceover, and he's just like, well... what am I going to do now but travel America fighting robots? Tune in next week.
Yeah.
Also, I just got to say, I'm just thinking about this now. These robots are really bad at being killer
Terrible.
robots. Like,
he's
really
so
bad.
killable.
Like
he's
the
so
worst.
Killable.
He's so killable, but he's just rocking every single one. Every
that is
single
true.
one. A newspaper man.
Every robot he met, he killed.
Yeah. Imagine being killed by a newspaper man. Then you gotta go home and tell your family about that. You know,
it is funny.
Back to your robot planet.
They could have done a thing where it is sort of like he every time like he somehow just makes it out, and they get killed in this like bizarre way or something, as opposed to him being like, no, I'm Rambo, I can do that. If I need to, I'll get a gun.
You want it to be more like the robots are like Mr. Bean or Inspector Clouseau. They like stumble, they like tumble, and they're like really clumsy. That's
right. That's how they die. It's always it's a bad slip.
Also a good show, actually. I'd watch it.
Well, they do have the scene where the robot beats him with an arm. I mean, it's not that far off.
We're not that far off. All right. Well, that's the end of the TV movie. I obviously did not go to series. I'll put it out to you. I think it's pretty obvious, but like, what do you think a typical episode of this series would have been?
Michael?
I think they wrote themselves into a corner in this, whatever this was. You're just going to kill robots every week? Like,
well, that's the question.
Unless it goes, I mean, like, it seems it was going to go towards aliens just based off how bizarre it was. The fact that they started on an airplane, maybe the UFO abducted them or something. But yeah, it just, I really don't know how this got dragged out. I would be able to be dragged out for a full season.
Yeah, I think they mentioned the passenger list, so I do think what it is like every week we're in a new small American town because for some reason all the passengers on the Hawaii flight from LA actually live randomly scattered across America. That's what will happen.
Can you imagine every week going through the list, and then he starts writing them off on the crosswords, and it's just
exactly.
I'd shoot myself. I shoot myself. Forget about the robots.
Robert, shoot me. I'm a robot.
Yeah, just Robert. Yeah. Beep boop bop.
Beep boop bop.
But the conspiracy, guys, it goes right to the top.
I do hope that there'll be a whole episode where like he finally does a crossword puzzle and it explains everything. Robert, we've been trying to contact you via crossword puzzles.
It's the LA Times one, right? I mean, like,
well, the LA Guardian didn't have a crossword puzzle. That's why he didn't know. All right, you guys. You want to get into rating this, or do you have any final thoughts?
Sorry, I have one quick thing. Did you guys watch it on YouTube, or did you like watch it on
YouTube
else?
For me?
Yeah, it was YouTube. Yeah.
Did you read the comments?
No.
So the comments, and there's only like 19 or so, but they really love this movie. Like, really love it. They're like, "Oh my god, thank you for uploading this," and it's high definition. It's so nice. Even like all these comments are getting hearts from the uploader. There was one comment that stood out from like a very unhinged person. Can I read it quickly?
Yeah, sure. Let's see how this goes.
All right. It's nothing crazy. I'm going to read it how it's written, so the grammar might be a bit off. Okay, this is a comment. It was edited too 3 months ago.
They cleaned it up.
Came back to it. Like, no, I got to fix this. I got to fix this. Yeah. It says journalist girlfriend turned evil alien dynamitard robot followed by others. Interesting. Crying face laughing emoji. Looks like these tin can red-eyed Terminator type ET bots came from Area 51. Ooh, conspiracy theory. Crying face laughing emoji. Personally, a UFO researcher, ancient astronaut theorist from India, regularly watch UAP UFO whistleblower YouTube channels like UAM NTV, Sohar Stargate, Ancient Discovery, Secure Team 10, Third Face of the Moon, loves sci-fi ET movies. Trouble is, US government, NSA, CIA, and NASA keep covering up and hiding info and secrets regards to aliens, ETs, UFOs, the Bermuda Triangle, the Alaska Triangle, the Pacific Dragons Triangle, mysteries of past civilizations on Earth, and secrets of Antarctica. We are not alone in the universe. Intelligent ET beings have visited us in the past and are still visiting Earth today. And then someone responded to that saying, no, they're not.
Here's what I'm going to say. This man clearly way down a rabbit hole on aliens and stuff.
I'm with him, though.
No.
He's into all the stuff I'm into. That's the crazy thing.
Here's the thing, though. Those first two sentences, he's basically like, this movie's dumb. It sucks. He's just like, even this is too far-fetched for me. This doesn't work for... I love that he's just like, listen, I love all this stuff. I'm really into it. But this movie, nah, this ain't it, bro.
Yeah. Now let me tell you what time it is. You know what the Pacific Dragons Triangle?
I'm honestly don't know about the Alaska Triangle. This is all new stuff for me that I will be Googling later.
I knew about Bermuda. Obviously, we all know about Bermuda.
Of course.
But the Alaska Triangle? Come on. Dude. That's like deep. That's deep level
late
CIA
80s,
stuff.
mid 90s. We were all about the Bermuda Triangle. We were all talking about it. We were all thinking about it. Went away.
I still am.
I
still am. It's
time
still
for the
real.
Alaska Triangle, man. It's time. It's time to bring triangles back.
Love it.
I love it. We love it.
We should
Jordan.
talk later. I'll call you at 3.
Okay, yeah. Call me at 3 a.m.
That's the conspiracy hour. So
3 a.m. the conspiracy hour. I like that. That's our other podcast, 3 a.m. the conspiracy hour.
Each podcast a tight 6 hours.
All right. Let's get to rating this. As you know, we're out of 10 here, Michael. It doesn't have to be based on quality. It can be based on enjoyment. You know how this works.
It was silly enough to get like a 6, I would say. Maybe a 7. It's not like The Room kind of silly, but like they tried. It was done well. It was just, I think it was just the script was bad, or again, like maybe if it went to a series, everything would make sense. But I think they're a victim of being canceled. So yeah, 6 or 7 around there. 6.5. 6.5.
Another victim of cancel culture. Jordan, what do you want to give it?
I'll be honest, I didn't hate it. Like, I kind of had we've talked about it. Like, it's not great. The script's pretty bad. Like, a lot of it doesn't make sense. But I do have a thing, and Luke knows this. I like seeing robots. I like seeing, like, their glowing eyes and them melting and stuff. And I think there was enough stuff that had me kind of chuckling along the way. So I'm going to go right down the middle and give us a 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10. Interesting. Yeah, you know what? I think Michael's won me over to the idea of a 6. I think I was going to go 5, but I do think overall it's really average, but there are just a lot of like just weirdness that like is mildly. Is it too long? Absolutely. But are there just real moments you're like I forgot about how the robot walked through the wall of the cabin and then he just turned around, no hesitation, leapt through a window. That was so insane and so funny. I'm going to go 6 as well.
Not such a bad showing for Annihilator.
Annihilator, better than I thought it was going to turn out, actually, for Annihilator.
Yeah.
Had you asked me as I was watching it, it would have been a lot lower, I would have assumed. In retrospect, better time. Well, Michael, thanks for coming back. It's good to have you.
Yeah, absolutely. Always happy to be here. So, yeah. Can't wait for the next robot movie in a couple years. So.
Claymation, robot dog, robot people. What could be next? What could be next?
That's it. That's all I yeah. Find both those. Find all 3 of those together. And, yeah, I'll be happy.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, listener. If you have thoughts on the 3-dragon triangle? What was it called?
Pacific Dragon Triangle or Alaska Triangle. Yeah.
Yeah. If you have thoughts about the Pacific Dragon Triangle or the Alaska Triangle that we can use on 3 a.m., the conspiracy hour of the podcast, you can email us at continuumdrag@gmail.com. We'll, of course, accept all conspiracies. And on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook and Instagram. Oh, I said that twice. Facebook and something else. Blue Sky, I bet you. We'll have clips from this. There's some pretty decent clips. We've discussed some of the funnier moments. It'll make some good clips for this. At Continuum Drag is our handle on those platforms. I think that's it, right? That wraps us up?
That's it.
Well,
I'm going to be emailing that email address you mentioned.
Oh, great.
So,
great.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
When we get to the mailbag, we'll go through the mailbag segment. That wraps it up, though. So, Jordan, I will see you on the next one. And listeners, thanks for joining us. I think I got those reversed, but whatever. Bye, everybody.
All right, that's it. See you later.
Can't get enough Continuum Drag? Commission a bonus episode for charity.
Want us to watch an episode we missed after using the escape pod or during a best of run? No problem.
Is there an episode of a series we've never watched or a TV movie you want us to cover? You got it.
Wish we'd comment on your favorite movie, content, or other weird media? Sure, why not?
All you have to do is make a donation to one of the charities selected by past guests on our website.
We suggest a donation of $50 per television hour of content we're watching, but everyone's means are different, so give what you can.
Get all the details about bonus episodes for charity on our website, continuumdrag.podbean.com, or follow the links in our social media profiles.
Continuum Drag is recorded in Ontario, Canada, and Seoul, South Korea. Theme music by James Rick Seidler. Produced by Jordan Dullock and Luke Black. Special thanks to Aaron Hughes.